Skincare is evolving fast. AI analysis, biotech ingredients, and personalized routines are redefining beauty. But is your routine keeping up? Today, we're breaking down the future of skincare. What's real, what's hype, and how science, nature, and inclusivity are shaping what's next. Joining me today is Mackenzie Jorns, co-founder of Protea, whose own health journey led her to create a platform that's changing the skincare game. Let's get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Beauty Beneath podcast. This is the show where we talk about insights into the beauty industry and how to elevate your business. I'm your host, Andrea, and today we're going to be talking about how AI is influencing the beauty industry and how we're going to see this play out in the future. Joining me today is Mackenzie Jorns, the co-founder of Protea, whose own skincare journey led her to creating something new and revolutionary in the skincare industry. Mackenzie, it's so wonderful to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Can you please share with us a little bit about how you got started in the beauty industry and what inspired you to co-found Protea?
Yeah, so I unfortunately went through, as a lot of people do, a hormonal shift. It was due to Lyme disease in my case. And so I got a ton of acne lesions and the cystic under the skin, like so painful, and they take forever to go away types of acne. So I had to learn a lot about kind of the gut reaction that can happen when your immune system's fighting something off, and how then it comes out on your skin, the art of skin mapping, and just even down to the type of ingredients that are going into skincare and what might be kind of inflammation triggers, how I should not be having as much like quote unquote perfume and colors and stuff, additives to my skincare. And that really just kind of was a life-changing event that got me even more into skincare and really helped me see the difference skincare can make, in kind of making you feel really good about yourself and feeling more confident just because you feel like you have the right skincare routine for you. It might not be doing anything right away, but when you feel like you finally have answers and you're slowly starting to see changes in your skin, it's like the greatest feeling. So,
Yeah, I agree. A big thing that we believe in, and the reason that we started the Beauty Beneath podcast is because we believe that beauty isn't just superficial. If you feel your best in your skin and you really feel like you're glowing and your skin is clear, then you have more confidence and you're able to be a bit better in every aspect of life, in the workplace, at home, socially. And so I agree with you that when you finally figured it out and you feel good in your own skin, it it just elevates everything else for you, and it's far beneath just superficial and the surface. We're going to be talking a lot about how the future of skin is going to look like, what our predictions are, and how things like AI is driving the industry and what changes we're going to be seeing potentially in the coming years. But I want to ask you a little bit about how you see skincare routines changing with this realization of focusing on the health of our environment, things like no fragrances and no chemicals. There's this huge movement to clean up the products that we're introducing, and bringing into our homes and introducing into our skin. So how do you see that shifting how people are engaging with products at home?
so I'm hoping we are kind of almost over the greenwashing and all of that, because there are specific ingredients where there is a place for them and they aren't harmful. However, the way that it's worded, or somebody who, thinks they're an esthetician who's not, and talking about an ingredient that they say is harmful but isn't harmful, I'm hoping we're almost like over that big hump, because I think a lot of brands also were advertising kind of in icky ways to sell, more product. So as far as changing their skincare routines, I'm hoping that it allows people to use less products and just use better products, similar to how people will build like capsule wardrobes with like the best quality pieces rather than a lot of like fast fashion pieces.
Right.
I'm hoping that that's what ends up happening with skincare, is that we just pick a few really, really great products that are specific for our needs.
Yeah, and you touched upon this when talking to us a little bit about your experience and what inspired you to get into this industry, but it's really knowing your skin type and knowing what your skin needs. If you're dealing with acne, if you're dealing with rosacea, whatever it is, if it's hyperpigmentation, it's that understanding part that you really have to get down before you pick products for your skin. Can you talk to us a little bit about how Protea helps figure out what concerns you're dealing with?
Yes. Oh, and that is something I'm super passionate about. So, definitely not something that you want to go off on your own and try and figure out. You're going to waste money and you're going to waste time. Talking with an esthetician, virtually or in person, is the best bet, and it will be the best use of your time because you're getting the knowledge and the education from the esthetician who has not only gone to school, but then they've seen so many people looking at the skin and providing feedback. You're not going to be able to do that, just like you're not going to be able to, say you're like a 10-star chef or 5-star chef or whatever, because you just don't have the experience, and that's totally fine. So I think accepting where your skin is at and being confident in the skin that you have, and knowing that the skin that you have today doesn't have to be the skin that you have in the future. And by taking the steps to meet with professionals to get that feedback, you're going to be able to create this skincare routine that's going to do what you want it to do and what you need it to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I feel like it's the difference between having a symptom and then Googling and WebMDing everything and going down the rabbit hole versus just going to the professional, getting that expert opinion, and then tackling the problem from there. So we're just eliminating all the guesswork.
Exactly.
So this platform is really meant to help connect people to experts in the industry. That's going to eliminate the guesswork and help figure out what you're dealing with, and figure out what products or what treatments are the best for you. Let's figure out how the future of this is going to look like and how scientific research is going to shift the way that we interact with our estheticians and with products.
The way that it's going to shift how we interact with our estheticians is going to be how empowered our estheticians will become. So it's not going to be the taking away from that one-on-one, and having AI replace estheticians or anything like that, but it's going to be, now we're going to have these estheticians that are empowered to have the time to do the research, the time to do the continuing education, all of that stuff, because now they have AI to help them with their kind of day-to-day business stuff. And for example, like everybody wants, a virtual assistant type of thing, right? But they cost money. And why, if you don't have to take proceeds from your business to pay a virtual assistant, when you can use something like AI and a specific AI tool to kind of be that virtual assistant? So I think people are looking at it a bit opposite of how is it going to change for the esthetician in kind of a negative way, but it's how is it going to empower the esthetician. And I really hope that the esthetician industry as a whole, and most estheticians, don't feel like they're going to be replaced, because I truly believe that that's not going to be what happens. Because like I'll always say, I can't do a chemical peel at home. And so there's still going to be that need to go in and to have that connection with your esthetician and build that relationship. But it's just going to be able to empower estheticians to choose the way they spend their time in their business.
Yeah, I always say this, that estheticians have so much on their plate, right? They have to do the treatments, the services, they have to do the consultations, then they have to worry about, the selling their product to increase their revenue. And then there's the back end of all the running the business stuff, maybe posting on social media to help get people through the doors. There's a lot that estheticians have to take care of when they're running their business. And when they go to school, they're not learning how to run a business, they're learning how to take care of your skin. And so I feel like all of these tools are only going to help them alleviate that burden of figuring out how to run a business. Because no matter what you're doing at the end of the day, if you're starting something new, you have to take care of the basic aspects of the business to stay afloat and to thrive. And I feel like these tools are just going to help them. They unfortunately don't go to school to figure out how to run their own business.
And I think a lot of people, and potentially even estheticians, forget that that's one of the rare few jobs that you can't multitask
Mm.
when you're doing your job. They can't be also posting on social media or responding to clients when they're in the treatment room with a client. They're in the treatment room. It's like a doctor who's operating versus somebody in corporate America can be on a meeting, checking an email, responding to a text message, what have you. And so I think estheticians also just, there's less hours in the day for the type of business that they're in.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that when they're in the treatment room, the experience that the client feels is so important because it's going to make that client either want to come back or not. It's more than just the result of the treatment, but it's how you felt during the treatment that really establishes that relationship to begin with. We're seeing skincare become more and more personalized and customizable with things like DNA serums. Are you seeing this one size fits all format of products kind of a thing of the past?
To a degree, yes. There's always that time when you need to run out to the grocery store or you're traveling and you need to find, a skincare option because you forgot it at home. So I don't think that will ever change. We'll always need kind of those quick hit basics of skincare, but the skincare that's really going to do the most difference. So those serums, those very rich emollient moisturizers that also have a bunch of different vitamins in them for firming or what have you. I It is really interesting to see how we are able to start taking this data and DNA information to then tailor the skincare products for people, because then you're really getting more for your money because you're going to pay for skincare anyway. It might as well fit your needs as best as it can.
Of course. And everyone has such a different skin type and are dealing with different skin concerns. It's so important to be able to match the products that you're using for your skin. So before we get into all of the futuristic, personalized skincare ideas, if personalization and customization is the forefront of beauty and that one size fits all product is a thing of the past to an extent, what do you think people are getting wrong when they're choosing their skincare products today? What are the most common mistakes you think they're doing?
Ah, well, I think the biggest mistake has been with the age of TikTok and everybody thinking that they know about skincare in a way that somebody who has studied
Mm.
skincare knows about it. You know, I I love skincare and I have done countless, deep dives and research and what have you, but that's not going to be the same as an esthetician who has gone to school and practiced and seen just a variety of people's skin. It's like when you go to the doctor and the doctor can give you more information than you can find, on the internet or what have you. And it's because they've done the work, but they've also seen a bunch of patients. So they know kind of what works, what doesn't work, and they can make things a bit more streamlined.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I always say, as a manufacturer and formulators, we know a lot about skincare, but it'll never replace the esthetician who has spent years studying different skin types, different skin concerns, and what really works to heal certain issues with the skin, or dermatologists that have spent years studying this. So it's so good to know, your craft and know what your skills are and not just believe everything that you see. TikTok, especially, like you mentioned, there are products that go viral, but they might not necessarily be right for your skin. And it's good to have that awareness when we're scrolling through social media. Some skincare innovations sound very futuristic, while others might just be a marketing hype. Let's see if Mackenzie can spot the real difference makers. I'll list some futuristic skincare ideas, and she'll say if she thinks it's for the future or a flop. All right, here we go. Future or flop. AI-driven esthetician consultations that analyze your skin and adjust your professional treatments before you even step into the spa.
Future.
Future or flop, DNA-based skincare serums that customize ingredients based on your genetic predisposition to aging, hyperpigmentation, and acne.
Future.
So cool. I would love that. Future or flop, cryotherapy-infused moisturizers that adjust their temperature to reduce inflammation or boost circulation based on your skin's needs.
I'm going to say flop because I don't have the science background to say future.
Neither do we, and we're formulators. Future or flop, neurocosmetic serums that use biofeedback technology to calm stress-related skin conditions like eczema and rosacea in real time.
Future.
Future or flop, skincare capsules that dissolve into water to create a fresh, single-use cleanser or serum, eliminating the need for traditional product packaging.
Future.
Future or flop, light reactive SPF that becomes stronger when UV exposure increases, eliminating the need for constant reapplication.
Flop.
This episode is brought to you by Spa de Soleil, a leader in skincare innovation and formulation. For over 30 years, Spa de Soleil has been at the forefront of beauty science, developing high-quality, performance-driven skincare that blends the best of nature and technology. From cutting-edge ingredients to customized solutions, they're setting the standard for customized skincare. Discover what's next in beauty at spadesoleil.com. With all these high-tech innovations, skincare is getting more advanced, but it's also getting more expensive. Luxury brands are charging hundreds for a single serum, and even drugstore products are creeping up in price. So let's make it fun. I'm giving Mackenzie a pretend budget of $50 to build a basic but effective skincare routine based around acne concerns that still holds up to future skincare standards. Let's go. All right, here's what you have to pick. One cleanser, one treatment like a serum or an exfoliant, and one SPF. You have $50. What would you pick?
Okay, so first thing I would pick is the CeraVe, the foaming cleanser. Super gentle, takes off makeup. You can use it morning and night. It also lasts a while. You'll be surprised about this one, but the Clearasil salicylic acid pads,
Yeah.
I find amazing, and they hold up to a product that I actually used to get from my esthetician as far as exfoliating pads. And I use those morning and night, so somebody else could use the morning and night or just at night. Uh, and then I would also use the CeraVe SPF, the tinted SPF, especially for all those products. If you do have breakouts or acne, having something with the zinc almost does, it protects this from the sun, but it also will help to dry out your skin. So it'll help to dry out those pimples. But then if you're kind of wanting to add something more, because I think that's only 35. So if you're wanting to add something more, although it would bring you over the $50, I would add the Avene, it's like Tolerance. It's the oil control moisturizer. It's so rich, but it doesn't make you oily. And that's like the cherry on top.
I love that. And I love that you found an SPF that's compatible with acneic skin, because that's always a tough find, but super important to have SPF when you're dealing with acne. Thank you. That was amazing.
Yeah.
With all the skincare breakthroughs happening, it's getting harder to tell what's real and what's just marketing. I'm going to list some skincare claims, and Mackenzie will decide if it's a bust or if we should believe it. Okay, here we go. Your skincare routine will be determined by your gut health, not your skin type. Bust or believe?
Belief.
Believe, okay.
For sure.
Soon we won't need sunscreen at all. Our skin will have built-in UV protection. Bust or believe?
Bust.
I wish too. AI skincare tools will replace dermatologists and estheticians entirely. Bust or believe?
Bust.
In the future, makeup will be infused with active skincare ingredients, so you'll never need a separate routine. Bust or believe?
Bust.
And last one, there will be a pill that can fully replace all topical skincare products. Bust or believe?
Bust, but I wish.
I know, our estheticians are still very much needed. All right, skincare lovers, if you're enjoying the show, leave us a quick rating on Spotify. It helps more beauty lovers find us and keep these conversations going. Search Beauty Beneath on Spotify and tap the 3 dots. And rate the show. Simple as that. Now let's jump back in. We've been really focused on talking about the future of skincare and how skincare is going to become more personalized, more customizable, and what it's going to look like. Something that we're really passionate about at Spa de Soleil is helping our estheticians and brand entrepreneurs get started and grow their business. How do you see AI playing a role in helping these businesses thrive?
So the kind of thing that I'm most hopeful for is that it helps other women specifically be able to start their aesthetics businesses and not make some of the kind of first time business owner mistakes that most of us, including myself, have made. So I'm hoping that there are more tools for estheticians to be able to focus on helping people feel good in their skin versus, doing taxes, balancing the book, all of those you know, admin type stuff that everybody has to do for their business out of necessity.
And to the estheticians who are a little apprehensive about incorporating AI into their work, what would you say to them? What's your best advice for them?
To learn it and take it in stride and know that they will never be replaced. Nobody will ever be able to use specific chemicals, on yourself at home to do a chemical peel. I can't do a chemical peel at home the way my esthetician can do it. It's like, when you get your hair done. Okay, yeah, I can do a blowout at home, but it's never, ever going to be the same as going to the salon and getting it done.
Right. Right. And I think also the act of going to an esthetician, just that piece of self care where you're setting time for yourself and you're going and having that personal touch with someone, I think that's never really going to go away, the desire for that, because it's so much about beauty and taking care of ourselves. So I think that in that regard, at least, there's the skill set of the esthetician that's never going to be replaced, but also that need for a connection and that one-to-one interaction when we're caring for ourselves, that'll also never get replaced.
Yes. And I'm so glad you brought up the connection piece of it because, too, as we're starting to see more corporate kind of go virtual and have more remote days and such like that, people are still wanting that connection, like you said. And so people are looking for it in different ways than we've been able to get it before by just, going to the office and chatting with people. It's you're looking for other reasons to get that connection and making those relationships with your esthetician and your hairdresser and your dentist or what have you. And I think it's something that is being overlooked by artificial intelligence and machine learning right now. I think there's a lot of people who are, funneling a bunch of money into it and working in that industry in the hopes that we can, do everything better, faster, longer, what have you. But we're still people and we still need that connection. We still need to feel valued and heard and seen. And a computer, a robot is never going to do it. And even just being able to talk to an esthetician, virtually via video chat, that still also provides the connection that you're never going to get with a chat bot.
Yeah, I agree completely. Thank you for joining us today, Mackenzie. I love what you're doing with Protea and keeping that connection alive between the client and the esthetician. Thank you for all your insights today into what we think is going to play out in the beauty industry. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
And to all of you, whether you're leading the skincare revolution or just getting started, remember, it's not just skincare, it's a skin lifestyle.